Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. Well, it's time to take you around the world of sport. Again, I am Adeni Ajishafe. Lots of happening in the world of volleyball, beach volleyball, football, and also deadline transfer news coming from different cities in Europe. We'll be looking at all of this on the show. Joining me to talk sport is my dear Uma. Good to have you, my dear.
Good to be here again after a very long time. I think I got angry when Nigeria got out of the African competitions, but it's fine. It's good to be here.
Okay, now you are back. Now let's look at the first stories. It's a good one for Nigeria. While we're out from AFCON, we did well in beach volleyball, where we traveled to Benin Republic to play the Under-21 Zone 3 Under-21 Championship. Nigeria winning the two, both for the boys and for the girls. Good one there. We won that encounter 2-0 for the boys. They won 2-0. While the girls also did well 2-0, 21-11, 21-13, 21-14, 21-17. From our team Nigeria, beach volleyball, they did well, winning the Zone 3 Under-21 Championship, defeating Benin Republic both in the two categories, the male and the female. That shows that the team of four, two guys, two ladies, they did well with their coach over there in Benin Republic, Cotonou precisely.
You know why I've always talked about diversification, even in sports. Yes, like you said, we crashed out of the African Cup of Nations unexpectedly, but we're doing well. Volleyball is something that I've seen a lot of people play, even in the local arena. I would say local arena because of some of the things. I play volleyball, and I've seen very, very good guys. So I'm very happy when I hear news like this, that we're doing very, very well continentally and even internationally, because I bet you I've seen players that can represent the country internationally and do you know, come home with the trophy. And I'm glad that this came. I think this will serve as succor for us for crashing out of the African Cup of Nations. I'm sure there are more very, very good news to come as relates to sports in the country. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and see what happens.
Good one there to let you know that lots of Nigerians are into different sports. Aside football, it's not only football. Though we know it's a beautiful bride, but we just have to let other sports try locally. That's why this news, beach volleyball. Nigerians did well over there in Benin Republic, Cotonou precisely, winning both the categories for the male and also for the female. Zone 3 Under-21. That shows that the coaches, the players, they were really trying to prove a point. So a lot of people who don't see other sports as very important. All sports are important. No sport should be at the detriment of the other. So we've been looking at beach volleyball, where Nigeria did well over there in Cotonou. Now, aside volleyball, we also did well in cricket and other sports, handball, basketball. Talk of any sport in the whole world, Nigeria, they aren't pushover at all. We know our onions. Now, let's go straight to Australia. Let's talk about tennis. Two tennis players now, they did well. Ashley Barty winning her own Grand Slam Australia Open at home. It's her country, Australia, and she was able to defeat Danielle Collins in that particular fight. Good one for her. She won that encounter 6-3, 7-6, 7-2 in the finals to win there. Good one for Ashley Barty, who right now smiling home after a wait of 44 years. That Australia they were yet to win it, but now they've done it. So Australia, Ashley Barty, she has done it for her country at her backyard and making history record for the 40 years record for the last time they ever smelled it.
Exactly. The last time it was Christine Audio, and I'm really happy. Ashley Barty, aside tennis, let me start from here. Aside football, Formula One, maybe volleyball, a little bit of basketball that can actually put me on edge when I'm watching tennis. The game of tennis is something that I have followed for a very long time, both in the men and women's tournaments. And Australian Open, you saw the saga that happened and everything that happened. It just was trying to make a statement that something extraordinary was going to happen. And Ashley Barty, coming from the French, clinching the French Open trophy, that was in 2019, and then winning Australian Open, waiting for more than 40 years to clinch it. That's something that will be written on the sand of time. And I'm happy for her. She's very hardworking. When you talk tennis, aside Angelique Kerber, the Serena Williams, and the likes of Naomi Osaka. Ashley Barty is another name for you to contend with. So I think it's a very one. She deserves it. She deserves it. And with all of the hard work that she has put into this tennis, that's the result you're getting. So I believe that when you do something with all of your heart and you put all of everything you've got in it, you will achieve best result, and that's evident with the trophy that she just won, the Australian Open. That's a big feat for her, and congratulations to Ashley Barty.
A big one for Ashley Barty, the Australian who did well, winning that particular coveted trophy that stood for 44 years. That's an Australian was here to win it, but now she's smiling home. Good one there. Well, others ladies try like Iga Swiatek, Kanepi, all tried their best, but it wasn't to be. As she fought her way through and she won that encounter. Now let's go to another big one, a record breaker. Well, his name is Rafael Nadal, the man from Spain. Right now, he has won 21 Grand Slam titles in his career, breaking fourth out of Novak Djokovic, Roger Federer, fold, breaking it to 21. They were on par with 20 apiece, talking about Grand Slam. But right now, the Spaniard, Rafael Nadal, has made it 21st, coming from behind to defeat Daniil Medvedev of Russia. It was a fight that stood for 5 hours, 5 good hours. They were playing tennis, one of the longest, second longest time in tennis history, and they were able to do well. Well, but for Rafael Nadal, who came from behind to defeat Medvedev in that encounter, it ended in favor of him. He was able to win 2-6, 6-7, 6-4, 6-4, 7-5 from behind when he was losing at least already 2 sets down. But he fought back, showing class, experience and grit.
That's what they say. Experience is the best teacher, and with a lot of experience you can move mountains, if I can say that. But you know, when all of this started, I was like, okay, if Federer is not coming, and we don't have Novak Djokovic,
COVID-19.
The only fear I had for Nadal was Daniil Medvedev, who just won US Open in New York. So
and ranked number 2 in the world.
Ranked number 2. I think Nadal is number 6, rated 6 in the world. And I knew that this was a chance. From everything that has happened to him in the last year, he didn't even know he was going to be...
He was almost retiring.
Yes, he was almost retiring
yes.
Because of the foot injury he had. And then what happened during the COVID-19, him being down, constant fever. This is like a dream come true for him. And one of the worst things that can happen to an athlete is retiring when you do not want to retire. You remember the time of Andy Murray when he was having constant injury, and it wanted to be like that for, you know, Nadal. But thankfully, he was able to prove a point. It's not much. I don't want to use the word prove a point. He came back from that dark space that he was, and that was what happened in the US Open. I was really scared when it started. You know, the first 2 sets, Medvedev was leading. I was like, oh, this is going to be really devastated. Though I love Medvedev, he has really put in a lot of work, you know, this past 2 years in tennis. And, you know, the best man just won. It just happens that Nadal wanted that Grand Slam. 21 is a very lucky number for tennis players, and that's what happened. So congratulations to Nadal.
Nadia has brought in some calculations there. Well, we've been looking at the Australia Open, where Ashley Barty won for the women category, and Rafael Nadal, the Spaniard, who always play with on the tennis court. Right now, he won that encounter, coming from 2 sets down, to show class, to show that he knows what he's doing. When a lot of people were looking at, oh, Danny has got this. Before the match, he was like, yes, I'm going to prove to Rafael Nadal that I can do it. But, well, the man who really believed in himself came back fighting, and he won that fight. He was able to defeat him, and now he's smiling home, being the first to break out from that 20-fold between himself, Novak, and also Roger. Good one for Rafael Nadal right now. Never give up in whatever you are going through. Don't ever give up. No matter how the tunnel is dark, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Coming from the stable of 360 Sport there, we look straight away to talk about the events that will be closing today. Transfer deadline, a lot of clubs are running here and there, trying to see any player available to sign. They want to sign some, they want to sell some. Now, let's start from a Nigerian who wanted to be at AFCON, but his club held him back, Al-Shabaab. No thanks to them. But now he also has ditched them because he moved away from Al-Shabaab to Al-Hilal, also in Saudi Arabia, the same city. Good one for Odion Ighalo. Ighalo has since joined Al-Hilal for the next 18 months. He will be there. He will be taking some oil money. Good one for Odion.
Some oil money, you call it.
Yes.
But it's a good one for Odion Ighalo. I believe in Saudi Arabia he can thrive. Al-Shabaab is one of the leading clubs in Saudi Arabia.
In fact, he's the most decorated club. He won 17 Saudi Pro League, and he has scored 12 for Al-Shabaab, but now he has joined Al-Hilal. So, the same city.
Same city. He has done the job of building teams before. So I think that's what's going to happen with Al-Hilal. He's going to just show them that he's a Nigerian, he knows what he's doing, and he's just there to find the back of the net. That's what he does best when he's at the club level. But let's see, though that didn't really happen in Manchester United, but let's see what happens in Al-Hilal. I think he's going to be the role of a builder. He's going to help them build probably a major competition for Al-Shabaab in Saudi Arabia. But he's moving, he's you know, getting from one pace to the other. I hope this goes well for him when he finally settles down in Al-Hilal, and no regrets. And at the end of the day, what you need to do is be happy with whatever you do. I wish him happiness, I wish him contentment, but sometimes you never really get contented with wherever you are in the game of in sports. So wish him the best, and we'll keep a close eye on him and see how he performs in Al-Hilal.
Well, we've been looking at Odion Ighalo. Congrats to him moving away from Al-Shabaab to Al-Hilal. Well, now let's talk about another Nigerian. Transfer day deadline, a lot of rush there for transfer here and there. We look at a Nigerian who has also done it. He has moved away from Hammarby FC over there in Sweden to join Denmark FC Copenhagen. Right now, we're celebrating Akikumi Amo. If you remember, on the 17 World Cup, he shone like million stars for Nigeria in that particular competition. And now Akikumi Amo has joined FC Copenhagen of Denmark in a good transfer move, about 4.5 million euros there, with an additional cost of 500,000 euro for his performance. And now we know Akikumi has done well, scoring about 12 goals with 44 assists for Hammarby FC. Akikumi Amo right now will be showcasing talents in Denmark. Yes, it's coming up. That was how Mike started, got to Lyn Oslo, and from Lyn Oslo to Chelsea. And now this man has moved to Copenhagen. Who knows where he's going to? Very good striker. Yes, he's diminutive, but he knows the business of scoring goals. Yeah,
don't compare him with Mikel. I know the comparison, I'm not really happy about that comparison. Where is Mikel today?
No, but he did well with Chelsea.
Yes,
now, I'm trying to say,
Mikel,
he's coming up at least, ascending. Then the next thing now, the next move now could be a big club.
Mikel did wonders at Chelsea. I think that was his best.
No, okay, I know why you are not happy, because he didn't go to Man United.
Okay, so our little Messi, Akinwumi, that's what we know him as. You know, what he did at the Under-17 World Cup for Nigeria, I think that was about 4 or 5 years ago. I think that was when we just knew him as the little Messi. I call him the little Messi. And when I heard he was at Hammarby, I was happy because it was a step. And I was really, really not happy when he couldn't make it for African Cup of Nations. He wanted to replace Odion Ighalo. And our interim coach, Austin Eguavo, gave reasons why he couldn't replace Odion Ighalo. But I really, really want to see him play with with the senior players. That's the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I want to see that incorporation, that very young boy who has speed, who has very, very unique skills, join the squad that we have at they're no longer at the African Cup of Nations, you know. I just want to see more of Akinwumi in the local league, that's the Super Eagles League. So I wish him all the best. FCK, I wouldn't want to say that's the place I would have loved to see him after Hammarby. I'd have loved to see him in England.
He will get there.
He will get there. His step at a time. So
it's about time.
At this point, I just want him to get there.
That's why I actually compared that move, because when Mikel moved to Lyn Oslo, a lot of people were like, Lyn Oslo? Then nobody actually knew him much until he moved to Chelsea, when that transfer brouhaha happened between Chelsea and Manchester United. Well, now let's talk about some transfer deadline. A lot of moves here and there. Well, Tottenham Hotspur are very close of getting two players, Dejan Kulusevski and also not forgetting Rodrigo Bentancur from Juventus. They want to get these two players. Really, they are knocking at the door, trying to see how they can get them down to London. Tottenham Hotspur, they are ready to do business for Kulusevski and Rodrigo. You just have to look at the fact that for the man in the middle there, Dembele, we still look at the story, but Tottenham would no longer be able to get it done because a club is really making waves to get him there. But for the two players, Bentancur and Kulusevski, they are really at close moves to Tottenham Hotspur, and I'm sure the man Conte would not want to drop his bet. He want to get this player because he knows them very well while they was in Italy. Now we move away. Let's talk about another one. West Ham United, they've launched late move for £45 million rated Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez is a particular player that, as we see him, is a player that they want to get. Talking about West Ham United, they want to get him, and as it is, West Ham will want to make sure this player that has been rated £45 million moves to that place. And I'm sure the man, talking about their coach now, West Ham, David Moyes, is doing everything, because the guy is very talented, very, very talented. Already rated £45 million. Darwin Núñez will be coming, and if he comes to West Ham, he will be actually adding more spark to the shining of West Ham United. And quickly, we look at PSG. They are closing in on Ousmane Dembele. Dembele is no longer as important as he used to be in Barcelona. They want him out, and £18 million could be the amount they want him. And PSG are really knocking at the door to get Ousmane Dembele to France. After all, he's from France, so let him go back to his country and play some football. Well, for Ousmane Dembele, as it is, PSG might be the next home. And lastly, before we go, Bruno Guimaraes has joined Newcastle United. It's confirmed that Newcastle has gotten their man finally from Olympique Lyon. They are celebrating. Just to give you a wrap of some transfer stories before I let Madia just pick one of the stories and talk. Now, from all these stories we've talked so far, which one interests you most?
Since you're just giving me one chance to talk about one of the transfers.
Because of our time.
Okay, just to talk about Ousmane Dembele, you know the circumstances that surround his exit from Barcelona. And PSG should stop the era of getting players that have been kicked out from Barcelona and taking them in. This is not the first time this is happening.
Looking at Messi or what?
Messi
was not kicked out?
No, he wasn't, but you know, look at
what's happening.
You know, a lot of things. But Ousmane Dembele needs to change. If you don't have that discipline as a player, you really, really do not make your mark, and you don't really go far. He's so young. I can say that I'm one of his biggest fans. I used to be one of his biggest fans. But
a lot of reasons why that is not happening, because of the issue of salary, wages. They are not agreeing because he wanted upliftment on it. He wanted to be bigger than the way it used to be.
But he's not the only player who is doing well at Barcelona. They
are considering a lot of things. One is prone to injury. That's number one from Barcelona. They're also looking at the price. And you know, Barcelona right now, financially, they are not as stable as they used to be. So they need to work on their financial papers and see if they can pay his wages. That's why easily now Adama Traore is in. And if Aubameyang can also come in, it's better for them. They pay less compared to what they will play in the bill. So let him leave.
Yes, I know. Like I said, it's not the only player. So I think that attitude needs to change. Before Barcelona started having their money problems, Dembele has been in the news for wrong reasons. So I'm not just saying that because maybe it's a recent thing. You know, from coach to coach, they're always complaining about Dembele. And that's where I'm trying to hit the point right now. So
check his attitude.
You need to change your attitude. If you don't change your attitude, then it doesn't go well. I know he's talented, but sometimes
talent alone doesn't do it.
Your attitude has a long way to go when it comes to your play times. In short, everything that has to do with your career. So I think it needs to change. And PSG should stop shipping players from Barcelona.
That's coming from a dear woman. I hope they will hear you concerning that. Yeah, that's it on 360 Sport for this time. I want to appreciate you, my dear, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
As we always say, that sport is fitness and business. Physically doing it. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.